For anybody sitting down thinking that the New Testament was made up by the Romans, you're wrong. You're denying everything that the prophecy said by the prophets and Yeshua and the one true God. I left a link about a 1600-year-old boat that was just found. Now I want you to add this up. When it was found, what it was doing, the timeline that they put in there, the 200 to 300 years after the death of Christ. Look at the antiquities of the Hebrew African slave head carved out of wood as a lamp. All right, the fossils of a dolphin and a bird hooked up together, and other little antiquities that they had of the soul, sun god, and the moon god, and all these other stuff. Understand something. The Arabs didn't come into the Middle East until 200 and something AD after the death of Christ. All right, the temple fell and burned down. All right, in the plummeting of Rome and Grecians and all them in 70 AD. They ran that whole area. So if there was nobody there, and they had made them into slaves and did all this other stuff, all right, and they were still around, that means they put in place like they always do all the time. What you see right now is the same thing that happened back then. How everybody's moving around and doing all this other stuff. How they are separating, segregating, and colonizing people to manipulate the masses. But you don't see it because you're not spiritually in tune. So if no other the gods work for you, and you got this one culture and nation and this God and all this stuff always works for, why not take it over, put in some of your other atrocities, whitewash it, dilute it a little bit, and then throw it out there to confuse people? So even when those that do wake up, they'll still think it's a lie because there's so much lies up in there. But if you were spiritually in tune, you'll be able to discern that lie from the truth. Have a good understanding of what the New Testament is. You can't profess to be from something and you're still stuck on the Ashkenazi ways, talking about that he doesn't exist. He doesn't exist to them for a reason. So you're following after that way because you're doing research instead of doing spiritual research. So that's false give right there. Wake up, be in tune, and ask the Holy Spirit to find and give you discernment.